Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Legends of Another World, Curse of Saria. In the last episode we finally defeated Coda and reached what seems to be the very end of the game. It's been a long journey getting here and an enormously fun one, but we made it. However, there are a few last matters to be taken care of before going any further. So one thing is that nearly all my party are level 90 or above. It would be nice to get them to 99 so I can take the EXP turbos and trainers off and have just one set of equipment instead of rotating. I don't know whether that's actually going to happen. But even at this late stage, I could just go back into the dungeon and grind, but I don't want to do that. Anyway, there was this choice chest, but I went past because I was conscious that the episode had been going on for quite some time. Let's have a look at it. Yojimbo's Blade or God's Law. Haven't heard of either of those before. They're probably two of the blue magic items for the very end game magics. So I'm going to take each one in turn, check it out, and then go back to the save. Yes, it is a blue magic. Zanmato. Let's have a look. Extreme physical damage to all enemies. That doesn't actually sound great because Ivy's physical strength is not wonderful. I'll give it a try though. Wander around here. See how much it does. So Alicia probably has at least one blue aroma. No. Let's put at least one of them to sleep, but I mainly want Ivy to have a turn. I didn't check how much this cost. Oh, it's exactly 50. How convenient. And it does a mere 4,000. Not too impressive, so let's go back and have a look at the other one. I could, of course, have given that to Harley, but his physical strength is even lower. So let's try the God's Law instead. Teacher's Judgment, and this time I'll just have a look. This does tell you what they are as well as... So Hellspawn is missing, I know where to get that. In the low-level game I happened to run into some enemies in the cave at the top of the mountain that I hadn't seen in the main game, and one of them drops the Hellspawn item, so I can get that one. Other missing ones, Holy Glory, Harley has those. I'm not sure whether it's possible for Ivy to get them as well. So Zanmato is extreme physical damage, Judgment is extreme magical, and Ivy's magic stat is obviously much better, so that would be a good one for her or for Harley. Harley's magic stat is lower than Ivy's, but he has the ultra... oh no, he doesn't have ultra damage at the moment. Why did I think he did? Because he was doing 99999 with full cure on the nuisances. So that must be possible even without ultra damage for whatever reason. Anyway, the thing is that Ivy does have Disaster, so I'll give this one to Harley, and then both of them have one of the one of the top damaging moves. And in fact, I will just for this, give... Oh, I don't have another ultra damage. Who has them? Alicia, you can take that off for this. I want to see how much this does. Just wondering if I could put one of them to sleep, but oh no, I know what I'll do. I'll make it even more powerful by... hit the wrong thing. By using breaker attack. Good, Ivy got a turn before Harley. Judgment. Still not nearly as much as a good disaster will do, but nice to have. And now this battle's dragging on much too long. There we go. Okay, so the next thing is to get back in the balloon, leave Aisha behind, and just checking we can now access the core directly from the balloon. Next stop, Sisona. So finally we can use these guys' services. So this one can do auto haste, auto regen, or auto reflect, and I can do the first two. I don't have enough mirrors for auto reflect, and I could go back to the Trinity Palace and grind for them, but I'm not going to bother. I barely ever use reflect anyway. This one does shield, aura and wall. The only one of those I can actually get is the more important one anyway, wall. And it costs a bit more, but, you know, look how much money we have. Talking of money, while I'm here in Sisona, one thing that's still not resolved is this guy over here who is offering an ability for 6.5 million, so that's nearly double what I have. It would take a lot of grinding to get that, and at this stage it's safe to say I'm just not going to do it. However, there was an NPC back in Yatta who mentioned that some of the cloaked merchants will lower their price if you've bought from other ones. And maybe that was behind this one going up to 6.5 million when it had been lower. Maybe the game somehow forgot in between updates that I had bought from the earlier ones. Anyway, I've done a little bit of experimenting to see if I can lower his price any more, and I found something rather nice, which is that if we talk to this one, the one who just takes our money and runs off, now this only costs 100,000. So I could have got it much earlier if I'd known about that. Anyhow, we get ultra damage. Very nice. Now I have enough of those for 3 party members. And while I'm here, there's one last thing I want to show on camera. If I go back out into the Sisona Forest, I should put no encounters on. Don't need Kicks Turbo anymore, of course. So I think it was here, or round about here, there was a passage leading off, and someone said something that made me think it would be open later, but that's completely removed. Namida decided he wasn't going to make what he'd originally planned for that area. Next port of call, the Monster Hunter Hut. It's a while since I was here. It seems the monsters are angry at us. A very powerful one has been appearing around this very hut. If you can hunt him, we'll have a nice prize for you. So there is one more of these, probably the last. Let's see if we can take it on. He didn't say long grass or not, I think. What? What? Well, we found it. Right. Fluxion. Namida, are you making a joke at my expense because of the way I leave the swear words out of the dialogue? Couldn't steal, but it does have something. Pity it's Amanda's turn. Okay, it's powerful. Not that that's any surprise, really. So let's try and put wall on everyone as quickly as I can. And reflect, just in case it has a magical thing. Okay, the wall did some good. She survived that. Oh, I've taken ultra damage off, I think. Yeah, I did. Amanda hasn't been walled yet. So everyone has haste and wall. It's not that important, I think. Okay, it has disaster, and now I think it is important, but I do also have Ivy's blessing. Now what would be good actually would be to get reflect on as many party members as I can to reflect that disaster back at it. Oh, reflect will have come off Harley because it got used. Well, this is that is one occasion when it's good to have auto reflect. So if I'm going to change Alicia's gear, I'll do that now. Oh, even an empty slot. So ultra damage, the extra one that I just got, very nice. And it's no, I'm not using techniques in this fight, so I'll take that off. What was I going to put on? Auto reflect. I only have one. Still, I think I know the secret to beating it now. I just need to keep putting reflect on everyone. And let's... Oh, I don't think I can haste Alicia when she's got reflect on. Oh, what I should do, because I haven't done it yet, is scan. Okay, 700,000, but the reflected disasters will get through that fairly rapidly. Anything Ivy can do this turn? Well, what blue magics do I have? She doesn't have Judgment, of course, because I gave that to Harley. How about Ghost Breath? Does something at least. And I do want to get that steel. In fact, I'm going to put Leanna in for one turn. Phoenix Wing. Yeah, not really worth it. I'm just wondering now whether I should skip the rest of the fight. We've seen how it's going to go. Then again, it probably won't be very long anyway. Well, it's another excuse to see Judgment. Actually, Ivy should do Blessing because Amanda's a bit low. Okay, halfway down. And that's annoying, but I can just use Alicia's turn to Faith. Anyway, let's see how much Judgment does to this thing. $20,000. Yeah, I'll cut the rest of this. Well, something interesting just happened. It cast Haste and Psycho on itself. So I think that means it's just going to physically attack every turn, which means the Reflect won't actually be doing me any good. There was something I was thinking of doing with Alicia, and I've forgotten. I'll just attack. Oh, that... Right. Physical attacks are not going to be worth doing in this phase. Got to rely on Disaster and Judgment. However, pretty nearly done. Now that I've taken Reflect off Alicia, I can haste her. Oh, still knocked her out. Well, that should do it. Another 500 AP. Well, that is now definitely enough to learn all the remaining things. The gold medal is the unique item for that. Now, that has been mentioned. There was a side passage off in the Trinity Palace that said can't go this way until you've got the gold medal. So that will be worth taking another look at soon. First, let's just learn everything. Oh, I haven't got use technique equipped. Never mind, I'll do that in my own time. Let's talk to you. Wow, you did it! You're amazing! Well, as promised, you get a reward. We're a bit short on cash, but I can offer you a choice between two items. So quarter BP cost. A bit more tempting now that I've got a really expensive and really good blue magic. but MP Direct sounds like it means you buy the thing with MP rather than BP, by Blue Magics, I mean. So that would be much, much better. Let's check. Is that in fact what it does? Blue Magic costs are doubled, but paid with MP. Doubled is a bit unfortunate, but that means Judgment costs 120 MP, and Harley has his MP maxed out, so... good call. Okay, there is one more thing to do in the outside world before going back. If I get in the balloon, here we are. There's another new icon on the world map, and I'm pretty sure, given its location in between Saria and Taspia, that this is the shop on the road that I've been so curious about for such a long time. So let's take a look. After this. Finally, they're open! Hello there, how are you? Welcome to my monster arena. This is a place where you can fight virtual monsters in order to trade. Of course, in order to simulate monsters, I need information on them. So I have an offer for you. You help me gather this information. In return, I let you use the facility free of charge. What monsters? Pretty much any non-monster you can find is worthwhile. I classify the monsters under 5 groups based on where they're found. And finally, Group 5 is for the monsters that I imagine exist in that huge palace in the Metaspi. I figure there's got to be heaps of monsters in there. Yes, there are. So it sounds like this is going to give us an excuse to go all over the world and fight all the old monsters again. And by the time I've got the ones from the Trinity Palace, maybe I will even hit level 99. Just for the record, robotic monsters are of interest too, but I'm not really interested in any human enemies or bosses that you encounter. As I said, you'll be able to come here and fight the virtual monsters for free anytime you like. Even though they're virtual, you can get very real experience and loot from them too, so that would let us get any steals that we're missing. For instance, now that I know which monster you can steal the Purifier from, I could get as many of them as I want. And maybe when I've got enough data, I can even try and create some original monsters for you to fight. I should be able to create a monster whenever you super scan every monster in a region, or in some cases various monsters of a similar nature. Of course, be aware that my monsters might not play completely fair, it's all part of the challenge. So Namida has hinted that this shop would lead to a side quest that is intended for an endgame party, basically. So her original creations are going to be the last group of optional bosses. This sounds like fun. I've developed these super scanners based on sensor spheres. They record extra data that will be useless to you but useful to me. All you have to do is use one on a monster. You don't even have to defeat the monster afterwards. Super scanning the same species more than once is of no use to me either, but you still get the regular scan effect from doing so if that's useful to you. Let's do it. Well then, let's get started. I'll give you a few super scanners for free to get you started, but I do need to cover my costs, so I'll have to charge for extras. Okay. Oh, alright. So I think some of the bosses from this are implemented, but not all of them. And I've just remembered that now we're here, now that I know there's nothing else I will need money for, except the super scanners, and let's see how much those cost. Only $2.50. So I should definitely get the Ultra HP from the Saria Cloaked Merchant. Anyway, let's just have a look at how the Super Scanner works, if we can get a random encounter. Super Scanner. So it works like a normal scanner. I can see the current HP. And now if I go into fight monsters, this will be Saria Island. So most of them are greyed out, but the Beta Black has been super scanned, and I forgot to do the Beta White even though it was in the same battle. So yeah, this lets me fight a Beta Black. Fine. Okay, so at this point I think the thing to do is for me to go off camera and go all around the world super scanning monsters. See you when I've got somewhere. Well, it looks like the Ultra HP is also a lot cheaper because we gave our money to that Cloaked Merchant, the one who runs off. At least I assume it's that one that made the difference. So I've come back into Trinity Palace to get some super scans, and this random encounter reminded me of something that happened in the last video that I didn't really give the right explanation for. So you notice that Alicia one-shots the Boringus, even though she did about 30,000 and it has 65,000. And she doesn't have Death Strike or anything else that would account for that, but I think the... Oh, no, I don't have any of the others anymore. Okay, all of Alicia's previous shurikens had a status effect they could inflict, and I'm assuming that for the Omega Shuriken it is instant death. And just from reading Nepster's feedback posts, I know there was a bug earlier on where none of Alicia's weapons actually could inflict the status it said they could. They gave her resistance to that status instead. But that's been fixed now, and this is the first time I've seen the effect of it in this playthrough. So this is the point where it there was a very similar message about the gold medal, and it now says return when you have the Azoth dagger. I know what that is and how to get it, and that's all I'm going to say about that for now. Anyway, I ran out of super scanners, so I have to come back and buy more, and can now land from the balloon directly here. Shop was what I wanted. There's a lot of enemies for me to get, and because this has only become available now at the very end of the game, I'm just going to have to get a lot of these all at once. So why not? Let's just buy 99 and see see just how many types of enemies there are in this game. By the way, this doesn't lead anywhere. I'm guessing that may be part of the fact that this side quest is incomplete. That may be something that's going to be added later. And here's another little thing that I noticed. The 3 types of misfit are separately identified, so I do have to super scanner each one. And another nice little thing is that when we're passing through this section, we now have the option to split the party or not. I'm not sure how that will work out with the switches and everything, but we'll see very soon. Well, it looks like this is as far as I can go with a united party, and that had to happen right when I was in the middle of speaking. I took one step. And the yellow circles don't do anything when you have the united party, so it looks like I'm going to have to go all the way back to the start of this area and split up. Either that or go all the way back to the start and take the balloon to the end and approach from the other side, which is what I'm actually going to do, because there are a few things like the Malcontour that I don't think you can get up to this point, only in the second half, or last part of this, I should say, of this dungeon. Anyhow, Ivy is the next character to reach level 99. That of course means the HP trainer can go to someone else, but I don't think anyone needs it because everyone has 9999 without Ultra HP, and well, I do have another Ultra HP now, so I will have a bit of a think about whether I want to give that to another party member. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to look at is what Ivy's base HP would be without this, and it's over 9,000. Also, I just noticed that the HP trainer boosts HP by 75. I'm pretty sure it used to be more than that. So, well, I've gone through most of the game with the HP trainer, giving me a lot more than it was supposed to. Anyway, I think I am going to give it to Amanda because she's the only one that doesn't have 6,000 as her base. I don't know, it just feels like it would be nice if everyone had that. So, just having a look at which Trinity Palace ones I still have left. Malcontour, of course. Oh, not many at all. I don't know where to find the Meta Transient, but the Blunic is one that showed up in the late area, so I should be able to get that pretty easily. And another little thing to notice is that I've just hit 50 hours of playing time. I got the Blunic, still got to get the Malcontour and the Meta Transient. Well, I got the Malcontour, and I've remembered that there was an ancient transient, was one of the bosses earlier in the Trinity Palace, so quite possibly the Meta Transients are found around that area. I'm going to go there and have a look. Well, I found the Meta Transients. Huh. I've just used the super scanner on them, but it doesn't show any information. I suppose that that is because they're immune to the normal scan. It's interesting that the super scanner can't do that either. Not immune to disaster, though. Oh, so there is a way to get more softening sands. That was worth knowing as well. So that's it for the Trinity Palace enemies. And everyone is at level 98 except for Liana, just from doing this side quest. Well, I thought that was going to happen, but I'm very glad it did, because that means I can take the EXP turbos and trainers off everyone. Anyway, time to go back to the shop. And let's see what you have to say. Oh, welcome back. Oh, I see you've got everything from the Trinity Palace now. I was able to create a new monster for you to face. Also, here's a reward. 10 turbo boosts. Nice. I actually got a few more of those just from the... Oh no, I think I got... Well, I got a few turbo boosts and a few tonics. But anyway, 10 is enough to make another auto haste, of course. I just wonder how many auto hastes do I have at the moment? I don't think anyone has one equipped. I have only 2. Yeah, that's right. So I can give 3 people auto haste now. So I'm sure that will come in handy. 50 hours and 20 minutes exactly. Anyway, let's see what this new monster is like. So there's the Trinity Palace list filled out. Obviously I went for this one first, just because I wanted to know whether I was getting to level 99 or not. Molligart. Good luck! Oh, so you resemble the Malcantor. I wonder if I can dispel you. Sure can. And let's scan. That's 1.5 million. Wonderful. Immune to poison, immune to a lot of things. Only medium resistance to zombie, so is that the recommended way to take this out? I don't know, but we can find out. Ooh, got it first try. Both my white mages are in already. You know, I've got so many items, I can use a Phoenix Wing to bring Liana back. Oh, okay, so it can use Infection to avoid the zombie regen problem. Next, I'm pretty sure I want to haste and wall my white mages. Followed by the other party members. And let's put Alicia back in. Anything to steal? No. Anything else that it's vulnerable to? It is vulnerable to Weaken and Meltdown. And it has a powerful trauma that also takes off MP. Okay, this is going to be a difficult fight. But I mean, I have so many of these now. But what I really want to do is get wall on everyone. And then start laying on some damage. I guess Liana isn't actually very useful for this, so let's go back to Amanda, but I'll have to change her equipment mid-battle. I can at least give her some of these auto abilities while I'm changing her equipment. I wonder about putting auto regen on because actually it's going to inflict virus on everyone, so don't bother with auto regen. Put an elemental drain, or even better, omni drain. I think that's all I can usefully do with Harley, so in terms of white magic, so time for some blue magic. Oh, it counterattacks with instant death. Wonderful. I can see myself getting through quite a few of these Phoenix Wings and Hyper Elixirs. Good job I know how to get an unlimited supply of them. Yeah, I've got through 100,000 HP. Actually, if it has that counterattack, I may as well just put haste on Harley, not haste and wall. Okay, I think we've seen enough of this, so I'm going to cut to either near the end or if something else happens. Okay, so it used a trauma and Harley was the only one left, and it killed him with a physical attack before Harley could get a turn. And it turns out if that happens, you don't get game over, you just get back here, but I think I lost those Hyper Elixirs and Phoenix Wings. So my strategy for this fight will simply be to get a lot more of those and put auto haste on at least the ones who are doing the serious damage. And I should also get some Phoenix Dusts, because those are a lot cheaper. Although, actually, I don't need to worry about money at this stage, and Life Elixirs take a while to gather, but Phoenix Dusts can be bought easily, so I think I should be able to do this. So, again, I'll cut back in when I'm near the end of the battle. Well, I had another attempt, and I didn't win. And the episode has been going on for a while, and it's after midnight where I am, so this is a bit of a disappointment, but I'm actually going to call it here, and in my own time I'm going to go off getting the rest of the normal monsters super scanned so that I can fight some more of the optional bosses. It kind of makes sense that the one associated with the Trinity Palace might be among the hardest, I don't know. See if any of them are a bit more tractable. So that's what I'll be doing between now and the start of the next episode, so see you for that, and thanks for watching.